Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to LATAN's webinar series using assistive technology to manage life staying at home. Today's webinar is Living with Limited Personal Support, Home Automation Tips and Setups. Before we get started, I'm going to ask you to, on the chat box at the bottom, enter your name, your email address, the parish you're in, and your organization, and send that to LATAN. You're going to have to change the "to" from everyone to LATAN. If you can do that before we get started. While you're doing that, I want to let you know this webinar is being recorded, and today we have 30 minutes scheduled. Your microphones will be muted throughout the presentation, and if you're a caller, please make sure your device is muted. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please feel free to use the chat box to ask your questions. We will save time at the end of the presentation to answer any questions you may have. Closed captioning is available for this presentation, and you can access closed captioning on the bottom toolbar of the Zoom screen. Our presenter today is Jay Sapp. He is the AT Solutions Specialist with LATAN. Jay?
Hello, everyone. How are you today? My name is Jay Sapp, like Tiffany said, and I will be presenting the presentation today. It will be on home automation, living with limited personal support, home automation devices and setup. Now, without any further ado, we can go ahead and get started. So, starting things off, what is assistive technology? Assistive technology is any item or piece of equipment, tool, or software that is used to increase, maintain, or improve the functional capabilities of individuals with disabilities in all aspects of life. This includes school, at home, at work, and in the community. Assistive technology ranges from low-tech to high-tech devices or equipment. Assistive technology can be low-tech, which can be communication boards made of cardboard or fuzzy felt, or high-tech devices like special purpose computers, electronic devices, power wheelchairs, walkers, braces, educational software, power lips, pencil holders, and much more. Now, what is home automation, and why is it important? Why are we talking about it today? Well, home automation gives you access to control devices in your home from a mobile device or a dedicated control center or software. The term may be used for specific programmable devices like thermostats, a sprinkler system, or something along those lines. But home automation more accurately describes homes in which nearly everything that includes lights, appliances, electrical outlets, heating and cooling systems are all hooked up to a remotely controllable network or device. From a home security perspective, this also includes your alarm system and all doors, windows, locks, smoke detectors, surveillance cameras, and any other sensors that may be linked to it. Now, why is it important? Well, when mobility is an issue, simple things like turning on the lights or adjusting the temperature in your home can be difficult or impossible for some people. With the right home automation tools, caregiving can become easier, can allow for both the caregiver and their loved one to have more freedom to enjoy their home, and in some cases give near full independence to your loved one. Here are some ways that home automation can assist you in simplifying your loved one's life. This can be remote access, which is controlling devices such as security systems to unlock doors and set alarms or appliances from a distance using adaptive means, so a remote control device or voice command, and automated timers. Organization is everything when it comes to being a caregiver. So home automation can be a caregiver's best organizational tool. By automating everything from lights to turning on and off, or having coffee brewing at a certain time. With the right home automation tools, caregiving can become easier and allow for both the caregiver and their loved one to have more freedom to enjoy their home. Now, Today we will be discussing some home automation options and setups that can be used to give more independence to you or a loved one. The brands we will be highlighting today will be the Powerhouse X10 devices, the Google Home and Amazon Alexa smart assistants, and finally the Reach ECU system, or environmental control system. The first devices we will be talking about today will be the X10 Powerhouse. This is the X10 over here on the right. It's an appliance module that plugs into your outlet, and then your appliance plugs into the bottom socket, and the remote control is on the left. The X10 Powerhouse is a line of home automation devices. The X10 is actually a communication protocol that enables direct communication between devices in your home. So the Powerhouse is the brand. X10 is a protocol communication between devices. X10 carries a signal over the main power wiring of your home, so that you can control light switches, lamp modules, and main power outlets, all via remote control. Even though there are new alternatives available, without some of the shortcomings of the X10, these shortcomings being that it has to be controlled via remote control, the X10 still occupies a pivotal role in home automation for millions of users. The X10 devices will send a blast of RF signals through your power line, and that is used to control the appliance modules that was shown in the previous slide. The X10 is largely a one-way technology, since there's no need for the signals to be acknowledged and sent back. The signals are whenever a button is clicked on your remote, the signals are automatically sent twice by the remote and take anywhere from about half a second to 3/4 of a second to respond. This explains the noticeable delay between pushing a button and actually seeing the appliance come on or turn off. Since the X10 signals can be easily weakened and a line noise or interference can be considerable, it is common for X10 devices to include filters, couplers, and repeaters to address this. With all that being said, what that basically means is that there are a number of X10 devices to address any shortcomings that the initial setup will have. Some drawbacks of the X10 can be sluggish responses, like we already talked about, interference, and no encryption for security. Aside from that, the X10 is a very competent system for home automation. Despite it sounding very complicated, it's actually a very simple, very straightforward process to set up. If I go back to the slide, the X10 is simply just plugging it into an outlet and then plugging the appliance into that module and then controlling it with your remote control. A plus side of the X10, since there is no internet connection required for it to work. So moving on, we'll be moving on to the Amazon Alexa devices next. If you tuned into our previous webinars, we actually previously talked about these devices as well as the Google Home devices. We focused mainly on the communication aspect of them previously, and while that is a big feature of the two brands, it actually barely scratches the surface of the total capabilities of what these devices can actually do for you and your loved one if you decide to automate your home. Imagine walking into your home at night, your arms overflowing with groceries, and you've installed these smart lights. You need to put your bags down, pull out your phone, or pull out a remote control to to turn on your lights. You have to go onto your phone, unlock it, open an app, find the control for your lights that you want, and then tap the icon or find the button on the remote to turn on the lights. You might as well just stick to turning on the old-fashioned switch, but not with the Amazon Alexa or the Google Home devices. With the Amazon Alexa devices, you simply say, Alexa, turn on your kitchen lights. And it's not just the lights. Alexa is capable of controlling everything from basic smart plugs to garage doors. The Amazon Echo offers a convenient interface for your smart home and provides functionality that an app on your phone simply cannot. If you already have some Alexa compatible devices, such as SmartThings, Wink, or Insteon, Adding an Echo can make accessing these devices more convenient. Taking advantage of its near instantaneous response time and reliable voice recognition, the Alexa is significantly faster than pulling out your phone and opening an app to turn on your lights or control a home appliance. Some products, such as the Philips Hue lights or the Nest thermostats, have native Alexa support, while others require you to enable a third-party skill. That's one of the upsides of having an Alexa, having the Alexa ecosystem in your home. There are a number of devices that come already natively compatible with the Alexa, but in case your device doesn't, the Echo has the ability to learn what are called skills. These skills can be downloaded from the internet simply using a voice command, and once the new skill has been learned, Alexa will download the software related to the device that you need and will be compatible with your new device. Here are a line of first and second party devices that Amazon Alexa supports. This includes devices from lighting to door locks, cameras, smart plugs, thermostats, security systems, televisions, speakers, kitchen appliances, robotic floor care such as vacuum cleaners, printers and PCs, your network and home Wi-Fi, and even other smart home devices. So, moving on to the Google devices. On the left, we have the larger Google Hub Home, and on the right, we have the smaller one. So, the Google Home Smart Speaker Hub is a powerful alternative to the Alexa. It has context-aware search capabilities, and just like the Alexa, it has the ability to learn how to use certain devices through its actions library. So where the Alexa has skills, the Google has actions. Where the Google shines above the Alexa, though, the Google home devices have the ability to synchronize with multiple Google accounts and also have a wide support of various other smart home devices. The Google Home brings voice control convenience to almost every corner of your life, just like the Alexa. But like I said, with the Google Accounts integration, this can be even more fine-tuned. One of the advantages of the Google Home over other smart home speakers is that the Google Home uses the Google search engine, which will provide more satisfying answers than other search engines. In addition, you can tie multiple Google accounts to one device and distinguish them by sound and different voices. The voice control expertise means that the Google Home is great at providing information on your the Google Home is great at providing information from your calendars to reminders to map data and more, just based on the voice that is being asked. You can set up your Google Home to control your lights, as well as your internet-enabled appliances such as air conditioners, sprinklers, robotic vacuums, and more, just like the Alexa. The Google excels past Amazon in its third-party support. While Amazon might have more first and second party options that are natively compatible with Amazon, Alexa, and Echo devices, Google outclasses it by its support with lesser established companies, applications, and developers. More devices will work with Google out of the box as opposed to Amazon, where when it comes to Amazon devices, you actually have to program new skills to those devices. A lot of more devices will just work with Google out the box. Lastly, we'll be talking about the Reach Environmental Control Unit, or the ECU. The Reach is a hands-free system that will allow you to control dozens of products in your home independently without help of a nurse or a caretaker. The Reach is different from other EADLs, which stands for Electronic Aid to Daily Living, providing a screen so that you can actually view what commands you're giving it. Unlike the Echo and the Google Home devices, which do have display options, they're the more high tier options, the more costly options. The Reach comes with a screen innately, so the device that you get with the Reach you can visually see the commands that you give it. You can use a large variety of input methods to control the Reach. That's another bonus of the Reach system. These methods include touch control, voice control, head control, eye control, and switch scanning, which allows you to control the system using the slightest of movements and just about any body part. With the Reach, you can control all the products shown on the PowerPoint right now, which includes audio, video systems, lamps, door openers, blinds, telephones, fans, and more. This can all be done using the touchscreen or completely hands-free by moving a body part or simply speaking a command. I'll go over some of the capabilities of it using the Reach Touch. Some of the input methods using Reach with touch, Reach with voice, head control, eye control, and switch scanning. Although the Reach name denotes hands-free, it does give you or your loved one the ability to control their environment by just touching the screen. The system is a good match for people that have a weaker gross or fine motor skills. For example, the on-screen buttons can range from 1/2 an inch wide to up to 8 inches wide, resulting in a solution for people with the slightest range of motion in their hands or low vision. Moving on to the Reach with voice. Reach will allow persons with disabilities to control the devices using their own voice. Just speak a command with the Reach, and it will send the command to the device that you would like to control. Simply say door open, or raise blinds, or call John, and the Reach will do the command based on your voice command. Even if your voice is somewhat weak at different stages of the day, the Reach will understand your commands. And unlike many other EADLs, which is which stands for electronic aids to daily living, Reach actually requires you to sit there for about 10 minutes and train it with your voice commands, so that it can really understand your voice. Moving on to head control. The Reach allows people with disabilities to control devices using the slightest head movements. Just focus on a button with your head movement for less than a second, and the Reach will take that command and issue it out to the devices. Same with eye control. The Reach uses eye gaze software to control other appliances. All you have to do is focus on the device, focus on the option for less than a second, and the Reach will pick up your control and output that to the device that you would like to control. And lastly, we have switch scanning. So the Reach will allow people with disabilities to control devices using any type of assistive switch. If touch, voice, or head control is not a match, the Reach will still allow you full control with the slight movement of any body part, using whatever switch is more comfortable for you or your loved one. Reach will simply scan through the options available, and when your desired command is highlighted, simply press the switch. This will allow full control with either a foot, knee, elbow, or whatever is more comfortable for you or your loved one. So, lastly, there are some devices that we actually don't have time to go over because home automation is a big thing in 2020, and there are a wide number of devices that offer certain things that some devices we mentioned today don't actually offer. Some devices that deserve an honorable mention are the Ring system over here to the left, the Casa smart plugs, which is on the top right, and the Wink system, which is on the bottom. All three of these devices are very capable home automation setups as well. All three also have capabilities with the Alexa and the Google Home as well as being able to be standalone home automation devices by themselves. The Casa smart plugs up here on the right are Wi-Fi enabled plugs similar to the Powerhouse devices that we discussed earlier. But instead of being controlled via remote, they are controlled via a Wi-Fi connection and an app on your phone, or an Amazon Alexa Echo, or a Google Home Hub if you have that installed. And lastly, the Wink and the Ring system over here to the left and on the bottom are home security setups, which work great with Google and Amazon. They have great Amazon and Google support. And like with the smart plug, they can be used as their own home automation setups to control light bulbs, door alarms, and any other device that is compatible with them. Now, moving on to security. With all that being said, once you've decided how you want to set up your, how you want to automate your home, and once you got it all set up and you got everything you think that you need, how do you protect it from hackers or unwanted interference? Security holes, as it turns out, are found in pretty much every home automation device. Should you be scared? No, not if you're prepared. A flashing light or an out-of-control cooling or heating system is inconvenient, but it's not too dangerous. A hacked smart lock or a security camera, however, would be way more unpleasant. Keep in mind, though, that it's more likely to overcome these. That's more likely to overcome these through some careful planning. In any case, the decision of whether you futurize your home belongs to you and your loved one. If you decide that you need a smart home, what you want to do is you want to minimize the risk of hacking, and here's how you do it. Number one, you would read reviews and research the device's security before buying. Note how the manufacturer reacts to discovered vulnerabilities in its system. If the manufacturer is quick to resolve these issues reported by researchers and consumers, that's a good sign. It's a good sign that you want to join on to that home automation system. Having decided on a particular app or device, be sure to stay in the loop about updates and discovery of vulnerabilities. Install all the updates that the manufacturer sends out in a timely fashion so that you can stay up to date on security. Password protect your devices and control panels with unique, strong passwords. That way, if someone is trying to hack into your home or attack your home, you'll be able to they won't be able to simply just brute force their way in just by guessing your passcode wrong a million times. Configure your home Wi-Fi network correctly. This includes like installing a VPN, which we're going to get to later, making your Wi-Fi private if need be, and other Wi-Fi capabilities that comes with your Wi-Fi provider. Download programs. Number 5, download programs from official sources only. So as mentioned before, with the Google abilities and the Amazon skills, you can download programs to your home device setups that gives it more functionality. But you only want to do this from official sources. Only do it from, if you have an Amazon setup, only do it from the Amazon App Store. If you have a Google setup, only do it from the Google Play Store, or just simply use it, install it using voice commands. Because if you do it with voice commands, they will, your home automation setup will just pull it from the dedicated server as opposed to downloading it from the internet. You do not want to grant unnecessary permissions to applications that you install on your home automation that you don't necessarily know too much about. That's one of the first red flags. And lastly, when connecting your smart home through a private Wi-Fi, remember that third parties can intercept your information sent to you or your apps online. That's not good at all. This includes passwords, authorization tokens, and anything else that you send over the Wi-Fi. To avoid this, you want to use a VPN. A VPN is a secure way of keeping your Wi-Fi in your home just secure from any outside invasions or hackers. A great VPN to use is ExpressVPN. I don't know if you guys have heard about that, but it's a great VPN to start out with. There are others that you can give a try, but ExpressVPN is what I recommend. It's $12.99 a month, and it gives you complete control over your wireless connections in your home. So that concludes the online webinar for today. Again, my name is Jay, and I just want to remind everyone that we will be hosting webinars from now on every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. Our next webinar will be on meditation's benefits on decreasing stress and increasing overall well-being. and that will be presented by Lori Pinnell. Please visit our website to view our AT Marketplace, or give us a call to get access to devices like the ones we showcased today. Thank you, and I'll pass it back over to Tiffany.
Thank you, Jay. Now we'll answer any questions. If anyone has any questions, Jay, will you allow people to unmute themselves? You can unmute yourselves at this time and ask any questions that you may have. And Melinda, we will be able to get you a copy of the PowerPoint. Just make sure you email, you put in the chat box your email address.
Hello, I had a general question about sort of the smart home technology for a general household. You talked about, adapting a household to door locks and maybe a control for the garage door and lights and things like that. Have you, if you're working with a client, let's say, to establish some of those features, do you have a general sense of like the overall price or the ease of access to some of those devices for individuals? Let's say if you're working with an individual who has like a 2-bedroom house, what would you say in terms of price to getting someone started using those devices?
Okay, that's a good question. Well, in that situation, say if they have a 2-bedroom house and they're looking just to get started in automating their home, price can range. That's why we went over a number of different devices. It can range from what necessarily they may need in their home. That could be a person may not be mobile, a person may have low vision, or any wide range of things that the person may need. The price pretty much depends on that. The price can be very low. The price can be very low if you go with an option like the Amazon Alexa or the Google Home, because just getting the hub itself already gives you a good bit of home automation options. In 2020, devices that we have in our homes, ranging from televisions to home appliances like coffee makers or air conditioners, a lot of them already have home automation capabilities within them. And so just by getting an Alexa Echo or a Google Home Hub, you'll be surprised that some of those devices already have compatibility with those hubs. So to answer your question, say if someone's just has like a 2-bedroom house and they're just looking to get started with home automation, it can be very cheap if they just go out and get an Amazon Alexa or a Google Home. It's a great way to start. Now, like I said, like that ranges. It ranges very widely because it just depends on what the person may need. That's why we went over stuff like the Powerhouse, because that's a very inexpensive way to get started, and it has like a wide range of devices that comes with it. But you'll be buying a lot of devices if the interference is a big thing, or the reach system, which comes with pretty much everything that a person may need. But that can be fairly expensive, but it just depends on what the person may need. If you would like to talk about this more, we can go over some more options, if you have some more questions though.
Thank you for the response. That helped me understand more. It was meant to be more of a general question, so thank you.
No problem.